This is part 2 of my series on how to navigate these online relationships. And in this video, I really want you to think about who is being talked to. So we're thinking of games like EverQuest, Second Life, or even think of OnlyFans, places where you can talk to people and actually create relationships, but there is a distance because they're online. And so I have a first video on this series, and this is my second video. Something else I want you to consider is who are the people that you're talking to, and if you're the partner, like the outside partner watching a partner playing these games or doing these things, do you want to know who they are? And do you want to meet them somehow? Like these are boundaries that people can have. And it can be as simple as, I just want to know who you're talking to. I just want to know that you're safe. I do think there's a space where people can get too controlly around this as well. Like, I have to be there. I need to know everyone, or I have to, like, you can't talk to them unless I'm in the room. Like, I feel like it's still a game. It's still a place where there's an online space. And it's hard because there's a spectrum around this. I also understand a world where as a couple, maybe you want to do it together. So like really, the only thing I can encourage you guys to do is have honest conversations about, I'm feeling uncomfortable about this. I want to try to understand it, but I don't know exactly how. So there is a scale of how much do I want to know about these people. Some people will land on the thing of, if you get, as long as you're just keeping it online and I know what's going on, then I don't need to know every person you're talking to. Other people would like to know. Like, I want to know who you're talking to and where they are, and are you having phone conversations too? Because that's the other thing. It doesn't always stay online. Sometimes people make such good friendships that they do talk and they do like plan things with each other, and like they'll have spaces where they connect and spend a lot of quality time with each other. And some people even do go beyond and meet each other in person. And so as a spouse of somebody who is playing one of these games or on one of these forums, how do you talk and be honest with each other about what level of connection do I feel comfortable or not comfortable with? Like, it might be a situation where you're like, hey, as long as it stays online, then that's where I feel like I can handle this. But like, I really don't want these people to show up in my life or at my apartment. Whereas some people, as they get to know each other, and like some spouses do get involved together and kind of create friend groups where they're, again, sexting or having sexual experiences, but online. But then they meet and it's not necessarily sexual in person. They really are just friends, but they just kind of have fun with a fantasy online. That's a hard thing, right? Is that, so as a sex therapist, I really believe that there can be a space in your brain for fantasy and privacy and just like your own little thoughts, right? Like, it's not uncommon for you to have a fantasy about your pastor, for example, but as long as it's just in here in the safe place, like you don't have to act on that. You can just see the guy up there on the pulpit and be like, it's hot. What if we were to do something? And then that's your little fantasy space. I want you to have freedom for fantasy. I don't want there to be thought policing in relationships. And that's where this gets so difficult for me, because I'm trying to navigate a space where we're giving clients permission to have their own little private fantasy space. But also these are interactive games and situations where these people can somehow trail into real life. So like that fantasy of having sex with your pastor is very much in your head. And there's not really a lot that needs to happen there other than you're just having sex with somebody in your brain and having a little fun. But with these online games and online forums, there are spaces where these people come into your real life somehow. And that's the challenge that many of you are navigating, is like, where do I draw lines, or where do I develop acceptance? Again, I don't have easy answers, but I do want you to having conversations about where do I think my lines are, and maybe where do I need to grow in terms of allowing a space for this, or where do I just need to be honest with you about, I just don't feel comfortable with this at all, and I don't know how to handle that. And if you want help figuring that out, that is my job. So if you want to come see me, please visit me at therapistintstlouis.com and submit a contact form. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to submit your comments below.